Eloff, he's close.
Advantage.
Here's Valmal Silly, Tamua, Hodge, and Anderson dives over. There is the first try for the Melbourne Rebels. They bided their time and it paid off.
Yeah, we saw them attack to the left, towards the centre of the field, really condense that Western Force defensive line. Once the ball players identified that, they then stacked their short side. Farmer-Silly, beautiful ball out the back. Tamua onto Hodge. And that man, Anderson, all he had to do was finish. Just nice, controlled, matured play from the Rebels to finish that off there.
Another example of players and teams.
Hansen hits Hosea. Hardwick to Hansen. Oh, back on the inside. Korombete. Korombete finds Joe Powell. Joe Powell looking for the corner. There it is for the Rebels. A perfectly executed backline move. It was Korombete who steamed through the gap and he found Joe Powell on the blind.
That Korombete is involved. Look at James Hansen coming around the back, looking like they're going to play outside, plays inside to that man, Korombete, who finds Joe Powell on his outside, who's got enough gas to get himself in the corner for a try.
Tommy Robertson and Fergus Lee Warner will be disappointed with their read and defence. They're both committing to the same ball carrier. And we know that often there's a great opportunity to attack from lineouts in that channel between the back of the lineout.
Of course. Just can't break this defensive line, and they do. Here it is for Lozana. Oh, Lozana was looking for McGregor. Here he is in the corner. Oh, the Force hit back.
Great try.
It was brilliant hands down the short side.
Okay.
Reece Hodge shoots up. McIntyre sees the space, gives it to Kahui to Lozana. Thought it would stop there, but Kaitu does really well. And then it slips through the hands of Tamua onto McGregor.
Reece Hodge getting up outside his inside man in defence.
Mate, we're happy with the try. We've got no issues.
The corner goes also. Excellent hands for Simone, and they are looking dangerous here.
New advantage.
White, new penalty advantage here for the Brumbies. Tangata out the back. They go Muirhead. Muirhead looking for Samu, trying to get it away and does so. It is the sweetest of passes from Muirhead, and Samu is in.
Gee, I tell you what, Nick White's getting some quick ball out the back, and that's where the Brumbies wanted to go. Not Losio, and just had to bite in, and it was Filippo Dungunu that stayed in, and Samu went out first try of the match to the Brumbies.
Well, they're getting joy straight away, the Brumbies, on bouncing back by changing direction of the play, and they catch some of the Reds tight forwards on the blind side, and Pete Samu tiptoes down the sideline.
Five-man line out.
Tangata. Nice throw to Neville. First part works out for the home side, and now they start to edge it towards the line. Flau at the back with the ball under his wing, and now he's over. It is a blitz early on from the Brumbies.
That's his team's second try, really well worked. Five-man line out. They had a shove early on, and all of a sudden Nick Berry thought that the Reds had collapsed, and they stayed strong. They were patient for about 2 seconds, and Flaufeng, he couldn't believe it. He looked up, there was no one in front of him.
It's great work hidden in the middle there from some loose forwards of the Brumbies. Pete Samu keeping that maul up. It looked like it was going to collapse. He was able to buy a second when they sheared left. And Flaufeng, I reckon it would have been a penalty try if he didn't come out himself. But what a welcome back to Flaufeng, to this home ground that he loves so much.
O'Connor feeding down Gurnu out the back, looking to bounce his way past Ikitau, who did a great job of holding him. O'Connor down the right-hand side has Wilson to the right, and Vunivalu! Welcome to Super Rugby Suli.
In Super Rugby AU, and of his left winger, Dungunu did really well to come off his wing and get it over the advantage line. James O'Connor hits it flat. What's the work from Wilson to straighten up off his right foot, and the awareness that he knew that Vunivalu was on his right shoulder. First try in Super Rugby AU to Vunivalu.
That's why you get the big dollars, Timmy. Scoring tries for your team. O'Connor flattened right up off Tate McDermott, and Vunivalu with no space at all, just like Pete Samu, finds a way to do what he's been brought to rugby for, what he does better than many in this country. Wilson does really well to just get the ball across to him and let him do his thing.
Reds jerseys. Valentini, can he bang his way through? He gets up to the advantage line. Penalty advantage again here for the Brumbies. White having a look short side, holding up. Now floating it wide for Samu, who is killing the Reds out wide.
Vunivalu over defending on the Reds. He waits, just bit in a little bit because he had to come in on Ikitau, and that gave the space for Pete Samu, his second try tonight.
Yeah, the error here from the Reds is that O'Connor goes out as Vunivalu goes in. He needs to mirror his inside player. Easy to say, hard to do when you're on your own line defending, but that propensity of all wingers, not just league converts, to bite in on the second last man allows Pete Samu, who maintains his discipline and stays right on the paint.
Botsio is off. In comes Lloyd. The throw's good. So's the setup. So the sharp feet. Banga'a scored one in this fashion in the first half. Now the backs had their way. Where is he? He's over again.
Knows exactly where to go. Actually, it's a really good setup from Caden Neville and Darcy Swain. The 4 and 5, they're the ones that set the platform early on and allow the other players to come in from behind. And once in splinters, that's when they pick up the pace. Folau Fainga.
Yes, Swain slides in somewhat legally in front of Caden Neville, and then it's all over. I dead set think Folau Fainga's grinning as he hits the mark in line-out time, because he knows that he's going to sprint it through the middle, as he's done so many times before.
Scott Young peels to the open side.
Behind the line!
He surrenders in the tackle.
Behind the line, boys!
Hooper gets his runners set out in front. Pangra Moses there. Tupou will take some stopping. Too much stopping. Taniela brings Queensland right back into the fight.
And he's been the player that's turned this around, Taniela Tupou. 2 tight heads against the Brumbies feed, and then he goes over for a really important try for the Reds to stay into this match.
And once he got in that position, if he got his body height low enough, now with referees making defensive teams be disciplined with hands and feet behind the try line, it's almost impossible.
That would be asked some serious questions. They returned fire initially, the Brumbies, but now it gets messy. Wilson at the back, it is oh so messy, but it'll work out for a 5-pointer to Harry Wilson.
Look at Fraser McWright, number 7, in behind Taniela Tupou, and actually was brought up on the other side, Harry Hooper's side, and that's the way the scrum peeled off, and well controlled from Harry Wilson. And the Reds are oh so close now.
Yeah, they certainly are. You can feel that momentum swinging back their way, and it's all on the back of that scrum. It's so important to acknowledge the technical expertise, the hard work that goes into results like this. Reds have had significant continued dominance in the second half at scrum time.
They are short on experience as far as leaders go out in the middle. Who will step up here for the Brumbies? Samu over the top. Defines Leilawasa. He goes all the way.
Samu was there close. Samu does a really good job, and they just control possession. Ikitau, the in and away from Ikitau, it drew in Filippo Dungunu. Ikitau, a couple of really nice touches. That was perfect tonight.
It's a moment of individual brilliance from Ikitau, and then complemented by the offload of Pete Samu. Not much happening there. The Reds had a good line, individual effort. Ikitau left to right for the first time this year, really. We only see him on the other side of the park. And Isaac finds Lelewasa. Great finish.
In Harvey Norman's Super Rugby AU, paying Ramosa at the back. They lock it in. They keep it tight. Sorovi told to use it now. Getting it away for Paisami. In behind for Jordy Petaia. The bounce is awful. Have they got a hand on it? TMO.
Grounding's fine. All clear.
Oh, what handling from Jordan Pataya.